Hello everybody, this is JD again. I'm going to talk about two things. I've been noticing a lot of you people have been asking me about the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve. That's because you've been listening to Ron Paul. And I will talk about the failures of Ron Paul. He belongs with the rest of Congress. First, let's talk about the Federal Reserve. Ron Paul says we need to get rid of the Federal Reserve. Sounds interesting. Because Congress has no control over the Federal Reserve. Actually, the political parties have no control over the Federal Reserve. Also, the political parties have no control over the Supreme Court. But the political parties do have control over Congress, and the political parties do have control over the President. Because of the Federal Reserve, people, your dollar has value throughout the whole world. Not just here in the United States for this country, but your dollar is the next best thing to gold anywhere you go in the world. Do you know that during my travels in the Navy, I never found a single spot where I was broke as long as I had American dollars on me? And a lot of times, I could buy things cheaper with the American dollar than I could with the actual local currency. Now, the Navy didn't want us to use the American dollar, wanted us to use the local currency. But they got a bad habit of not exchanging it back once you buy it. So if you don't use it all in that country, it doesn't do you any good. But the American dollar, I found traveling throughout the world, could be used anywhere. At any place, because it was almost as good as gold. Whose responsibility is that? It's actually the Fed Reserve. But the Republican and Democrat parties have no control over them. Oh, but they're working. They're actually a part of our system, believe it or not, that is working. Well, let's see. Let's compare that, like I mentioned, the Supreme Court. Wait a minute. That's the only other part of our system right now that is working. We have a president that has no idea how to lead. Our country is faltering. Congress's primary function is to come up with a viable budget, which they cannot do. I believe that Ron Paul is part of Congress. Therefore, he cannot do his primary function to represent you, the people, and to come up with a budget. The first thing in the Constitution. He can't do it. He's too busy campaigning. I'd be all over the halls of Congress, raising hell right now. No, Ron Paul's busy playing politics, playing political party games. What would I be doing if I was president? I could guarantee you Ron Paul and any other congressman or senator who is running for president would not be campaigning right now. Because they will be figuring out how to get this budget done and how to get these cuts figured out. And not left till 2013. But don't worry, people. After I get sworn in 2013 as President of the United States, we will fix it. And Congress is not going to like having to do their job. Now, I will not say I am going to eliminate the Fed Reserve. I do say that I will greatly look into it and see how you, the people, can get more control into it. Not Congress. It's already proven Congress is ran and controlled by the political parties, and they are not functioning because of the lobbyists. There are Democrat and Republican political party, the major lobbyists in our Congress. Get used to it, people. If this is what you want, what you got now, if that is what you want, then continue voting Republican and Democrat. Or start listening to me. Yeah, but you haven't completed even a community college yet. That's right, I haven't. And believe me, algebra is kicking my butt right now. It is legally beating the heck out of me. I was a star mathematical. That was my claim to fame in high school. And now it is beating the heck out of me. I'll tell you that, and I'll admit it to anybody. But that doesn't make me any dumber or any smarter. It still makes me the man who can do the job. But you notice the important part is it's not going to be me. It's going to be us. Congress cannot do the job that they are required to do. They're too busy playing political games. Someone once asked me about getting rid of the corruption in Congress. And the more and more I research it, it centers down into two individual groups. The majority of all the corruption in Congress comes from the Republican and Democrat political parties. They'll do anything to the point of holding this United States of America hostage, is which they are doing right now, so that they could win your vote and throw the mud the other way. There is no mud to sling. It's, are you doing your job or are you not? Are those congressmen doing their jobs or not? You people in these states that are going through these debates, are those congressmen and senators in there doing their job for you or not? For you people listening to Obama, is he doing the job for you or not? I'm just lucky I'm not. I mean, they're all lucky I'm not. Because one thing, I wouldn't be able to go around the country like Obama does right now. I'd have something more important. You. And I'd have a lot of work to get done. I tell you, I don't play games. For one reason, I don't have time to. When I become president of the United States, that's definitely, I will not have time to play games. I told you what my foreign policy will be. My domestic policy will be the day I'm sworn in till the day I retire is how many days I'm going to work. Campaigning will be my work. I will be working for my second term. Then you decide. Just like now. I'm telling you things. I got all kinds of videos on YouTube. Over 500 for you to view. Over almost 4 years worth of videos done. Sometimes every other day. You can review them. You can go through every one of them if you wish. And see what JD is. One, I'm probably the world's worst speller. I can't spell worth a darn. And I write like I speak. Yes, I write like I speak. But I am one thing none of the other candidates are. Above all else, I am American. I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. I'm not anything else. And to me, you are the ones that matter. Because that will be my job. It's not a position. It's a job. It's a leadership. It's a role of leadership. Not so much of authority, but leadership. And without that leadership, you have Obama land. It's the best way I could describe it. Washington, D.C. is Obama land. A floundering, non-directional group of people who think they're almighty and are going nowhere fast. They can't even do the basic job they were hired for. That's your Congress in Obama land. Republican, Democrat. Playing the blame game. The truth is, both are equally at fault. They both are failures. Republican and Democrats. There's no other way to put it. And Ron Paul, with your choice of getting rid of the feds so you people in Congress could control my dollar in my back pocket, you're crazy. Everything you touch crumbles. Just thank God you can't control the feds. But the people need to know the feds are working for them. The Federal Reserve is actually working for them. The people need to know that. Look at Congress and what it has done to this country. Would you want those same people who can't even balance their own books, can't even come up with a budget, can't even figure their way out of this financial nightmare they created to control that very dollar amount that's on your paycheck? To control the value of that dollar? Only sick people would want Congress to have control of that. Because Congress proves time and time again it is a failure. It lives up to its name, Congress, the opposite of progress. It's not a joke, it's a fact. And when you don't have a leader, you have nothing. We don't have a leader in Washington. Our Congress gives us nothing. No matter how you look at it. When it was all Democrats, you had nothing in control. Both in the White House and in the Congress, Senate and the House. Now you got the Republicans in control in one part of it. You still have nothing. Because it's missing the most important part. And neither the Republicans or Democrats can provide that. That is a leader. That is what I will give you. That is where my skills are highly honed. I have a bad habit of becoming a leader wherever I go. And I swear to you that I will continue to do exactly what I have always done at any job I ever held, whether in the military or not. I have always left that position, that job, that company, that squadron in much better shape than I had found it. And I will do that with this country. The difference between me and Ron Paul is I'm for the people. And only the people. Remember that. That is the real difference. That's why I will look at things and see how it functions and what it does. And far as the Fed Reserve right now, until we could find something better, with the dollar bill being as solid as they're making it, I may look at it, and you people will know everything it does, but I won't let Congress try to get their fingers into it to control it. Congress is controlled by the rich and the wealthy. The Fed Reserve is controlled by the people indirectly. It's for your benefit. It's there, not for Congress's. Have a nice night. This is JD.